quarreled with. Not, absolutely not, about how it had been taken from Felis, whether Felis had been skinned before or after death. He struggled to stay upright, to breathe, to hold back the nausea that threatened to shame him in front of all. He became aware, gradually, that the sergeant's arm was around him, steadying him. A strong, warm arm, and most of all, a live arm. That his men were looking away from him, giving him time to recover, stirring about as if it were a normal morning and they were getting ready for another day. He dragged in one lungful after another of the chill air that would never be warm after this, and looked again. He could not unsee what he had seen. He could not unthink the thoughts that raced through his mind, deadly as a flight of arrows. He had known, they had all known, that Felis was likely dead, killed by Aliored or at his command. They had told themselves that. They had even, as his father had said aloud first, hoped he was dead and past suffering. Had it been Felis's severed head, even a body bearing marks of torture, it would not have been so bad. Felis's hair fell over the back of the box, carefully braided with ribbons and Immer's colors, and formed into a decorative knot. On one corner was a scar Medthal recognized from Felis's shoulder. Then he saw the fine stitching that had attached that piece of Felis's skin to the others. A tube. It must be the message tube with the letter to Count Andrasat, protruded obscenely from Felis's mouth. Rage shook him as suddenly as horror had. That scum had planned all this to the last detail, to foul one of the year's holiest days, sun return, with such horror, to make of it not the day of hope and joy midwinter feast had always been, but to stain it with the memory of Felis's death. "It was in a sack, tied with a green ribbon," one of the men said. "There was a message. Send it to Count Andrasat as a midwinter gift from his liege," it said. He pointed to the sack, crumpled on the floor, coarsely woven, and the ribbon with a wooden tag still attached. Medthal shook his head. "He has no liege, and it would kill him." To his surprise, his voice sounded almost normal. "You're never going to hide it from him." "No, I'm not going to hide it, but he will have word from me to blunt the blade before I send it. Now, however, I will open Immer's letter. Simthal, is the food ready?" "For midwinter, sir? I thought we have much to do and days are short. We will eat, and we will prepare for the attack that is surely coming." Already his mind was working again, offering alternatives and the problems with each. In midwinter, no one could ride from this tower to Cortes Andres in one day's light. But had Aliored's men sent a message directly to the Count? No, they wanted to unnerve the border guards first. "Tell the cooks, breakfast now, and we will observe most parts of the midwinter ceremony, though we will not be fools and exhaust ourselves in games this day. We will honor Felis's memory best by saving Andrasat from the same fate." They nodded. Someone handed him a mug of sib, and he sipped cautiously. His stomach kept it down. The tears burning his eyes did not overflow. He took the tube from between the lips, leaving a gaping hole in the face, and untied the green and black ribbons. It was written in blood. The rusty color could be nothing else. "Brother," he murmured, and kissed it. Felis had died, no doubt, a terrible death, but this was proof he was no traitor, as some had thought. The words made it clear what had been done and when and how.